Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.
Well, that was a game. That was a game.
Can't win them all.
But you wanna. Well, you know what? We're just gonna go straight into the ad read, and then we're just gonna, because we don't want to bring down the vibes for our friends at Sports Interaction.
You know where you can win.
Yeah, you know where you can win, folks. Want to bet? You can do it at Sports Interaction, Canada's sportsbook. Football continues, the World Series is around the corner, and they have dropped the puck on the hockey season. Bet pregame, live in play, or on one of our many prop bets. Made for Canadians, by Canadians, Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now and see all sports betting has to offer. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
So you're the pro, because I was reading that along with you with my little eyes. Mistakes everywhere. Like, I was reading mistakes that weren't there.
At least someone in Ottawa performed tonight, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying you're on the Ottawa Senators. Suit up next game. You're a second line center.
Don't put this on Derek Brassard. He did his best.
He did it. Derek Brassard was fine tonight.
He did his best. I think he did all right.
You said he was wearing 61.
Wearing Mark
Stone memorial number.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was fine.
So
mostly, well.
By the way, this is Matt.
Yeah,
everyone. Hi, this is Matt. He'll probably be a guest several times.
I was gonna open up with a line about like a fake introduction, but I just sort of went in with it on the ad read line.
I feel it.
My big intro.
We like it.
It was that kind of game, really. It was,
yeah. I don't know if we want to dissect or we just want to go through it. Let's just go through the game, and that way we can kind of talk about our issues. So first of all, Austin Watson punches a dude 8 seconds into the game.
Yeah. That was like you and I were saying that was probably the fastest. I think you said the fastest like
the fastest like organically started fight of all time. Dude's just off the opening face off. He's just like, fuck it. Like
we're throwing hands. The rivalry today was.
Yeah. Oh, here, buddy, come in a little bit. You're a little out of focus. Yeah.
I'm out of focus.
Yeah, out of focus.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. We can get you crispy.
Yeah.
On video. Sorry for people not watching on YouTube. Why aren't you watching on YouTube? Spotify? Well, we like Spotify. Watch on YouTube.
You know what we hate?
Watch it and then listen, or listen then watch. Either or.
It was just the amount of conflict on the ice, wasn't it? The
noted Ottawa Minnesota hockey rivalry. Hatred.
I think I don't know if this is going back to someone else's tweet, but it'd be from years ago if it were. But just the fact that the Sens and Wild are maybe the two most sort of like middle of the road teams. Like I think it was. They had the two longest streaks without having, and this is again, the two longest streaks without having a top 5 pick or I want to say playoff series win. Maybe it was, or maybe it was like a conference finals appearance or finals appearance even. But just
two teams well known for always being fine.
That's exactly the two most middle of the road teams until Ottawa's bottom fell out, and then the bottom of the bottom fell out, and the Wild got good when I wasn't looking. Like
yeah.
When did that happen? Like, didn't Marco Rossi like a top 10 pick like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When did that happen? You said when it was. I actually asked you. Was when Parise and is it Parise?
Yeah, Parise and Suter were bought out, and then Kaprizov shows up, and they're like, "Oh, we can be good." And
as if that was a switch they could have flipped the entire time.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, hockey. We do hockey here.
Yeah. What if we stop? What if we stop being bad?
But again, not even bad, just like fine.
Just all
okay.
Right. Just perfectly acceptable.
What was it like? How much of their cap
that's the Ottawa Senators had the most Minnesota Wild first period.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, not current. So Minnesota Wild fans who are watching, I don't mean now. I mean in general, we're looking at the teams as a whole over the last decade, I guess. We got to stop saying that Minnesota's fine and not great because they are really good now.
What's that? All of a sudden,
just our childhood of Marian Gaborik being stuck.
I took out the garbage and now they're contender. Like
Yeah.
Like, when did this happen?
Oh my goodness.
You sign one 85-year-old out of the KHL and suddenly you're a contender. Like,
an 85-year-old rookie drafted in like late draft pick.
yeah.
So DeBrincat. Let's talk about DeBrincat.
Oh,
Let's talk
that
about
was
DeBrincat's
fancy.
nice goal. When he dude was due for a goal.
He picked it up in the middle of the middle of the zone, and then you blink and it's in the net.
Yeah.
And I know that was like the scouting report on him is that he shoot well.
Yeah, DeBrincat kind of shoot good.
He shooted real good.
He shooted real nice. Yeah, so he finally has a goal. He probably should. I think I posted it in the SDPN Discord where I said the guy has one goal in his last 2 games, but should probably have about 5.
Yeah.
He got absolutely robbed by Fleury later on in that game. So we're stick with the first period.
Okay.
So then Tkachuk fights Dumba and just knocks him on his ass in 2 punches.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like 2 fights in the first 5 minutes.
They were mad at each other. These teams hate each other. They see each other twice a year.
Yeah. Well, it's like the weird rivalry between Toronto and Winnipeg.
Yeah, but at least
But I think that's just because of I think it was Scheifele who was like, "What's better than beating Toronto?" After they just beat that Leafs in like the middle of
You gotta figure Winnipeg was full of like Leafs fans until they got the Jets back. Then it was like, oh
yeah, fuck them. Yeah. So yeah, 2 fights in the first 5 minutes, and the game like stayed so friggin' rowdy the whole way through.
Yeah, I do want to say that the keys to the game on the broadcast were that the Wild needed to focus and the Sens needed to own their home,
Yeah.
which is very like, you're right, I guess.
I can't fight it. I can't be like you're objectively wrong.
No, but it's up there with like the Wild need to score more and the Sens should not allow them to.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Technically correct.
Which I owned a home.
Yeah. What else we want to talk about?
Zuccarello with 11 points in 7 games?
Yeah, Zuccarello just being old and good and just like not at all because of Kirill Kaprizov being on his line the last 2 years.
He's healthy, but like he's outscoring. Well, maybe not anymore. But how old is Zuccarello? And also how tall? Because I thought he was like 5'6".
Dude's tiny.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, before we say anything about Matt Zuccarello, we should do our
oh, Matt Zucchini.
That's Mark Zuckerberg. Nope.
It's right there. You had it. It's gone.
Yeah, I got him.
But you took the longer route to.
Yeah. But I got there in the end.
All right.
Matt Zuccarello is 35, and this season, 11 points in 7 games.
He's at the ripe old age of 35. So I guess to be fair to him, last
34.
season, 34. He's decided he's going to start playing hockey, and that's a brave choice.
You know what? His second season in Minnesota, 35 points in 42 games.
That's pretty. No, that's true. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Who was he?
Yeah, Kaprizov.
Yeah, Kaprizov. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was about to say I forgot that this season counts as a season so far. Because this is Kaprizov's third season.
That's exactly it. When you bring in a veteran presence like Kaprizov, he teaches your other forwards.
When you bring in a veteran presence that can win the Calder.
Kaprizov is 8,000 years old. He's 2 years younger than me. And he went in and he taught a young 34-year-old how to do his job. You know?
Yeah.
Zuccarello is like a middle manager, and Kaprizov here is like a man who's died twice, and he taught Zuccarello how to play the game, and it's beautiful.
It's a gorgeous thing.
It's a beautiful relationship, like a great-grandfather and his great-grandson. It's beautiful to see.
I don't know where to go from this bit. I don't know how to move on. Brandstrom. Okay, so
Brandstrom's good.
Okay, Brandstrom. Sorry, this is. I knew this was gonna happen with the two of us doing this show. That the whole thing's gonna be completely disjointed. Listen, if you like listening to podcasts where guys are just like, "Oh, this player is good. This is the show for you tonight."
Yeah.
Brandstrom. I was seeing some fucking Brandstrom slander online after Kaprizov's goal.
It feels like we don't want to like him just because we've been almost burned too many times by almost defensemen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're sort of like waiting for him to not succeed or to succeed but not be recognized for it. But he's doing a really solid job this season. I think it's the Mark Stone trade for player who's bad, and people were just so set on the fact that the Sens for sure completely messed up the Mark Stone trade. Like they had made up their mind on it.
Granted, we're 7 games in. Don't say like they won the Mark Stone trade. They didn't. They didn't.
There's no
way that they did.
But I'd settle for not losing in a horrific fashion on that trade. Who would take the second round pick? Do you remember?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Either way, the Stone trade, guys, all those people who were saying Brandstrom fucked up on that goal. No, he was boxing him out completely. There's nothing.
He boxed
you
him
can
out
do.
of the slot. Like he pushed him
was,
all the way.
He was doing literally everything he possibly could.
He pushed him so far he had to turn around to follow him, and Kaprizov, pulled his walking cane around and got a tip in.
I can't believe he scored on that, by the way.
No, what in the world was that?
He just swings his stick and gets the perfect. I don't even know if he made enough contact to call it a shot, or he deflected it beautifully. He deflected it beautifully while being completely friggin' boxed out by Brandstrom.
Just reaching,
So let's stop with the Brandstrom slander, guys. He's been fine. He's been honestly very good.
Do we want to talk about? Okay, first of all, the announcers really wanted a Talbot revenge game.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they're talking about that a lot. They really wanted that. Yeah,
and they were like, "Boy, Talbot, he wanted to be here. He was warming up, and he's not. He's not there. We know he's not there. He's at the Bell Sensplex getting the best food you can at Stanley's. Like, it's not there.
Yeah, but he also had a fucking awesome Frankenstein costume. I think it was Talbot that had the really nice Frankenstein costume.
You mentioned
with
that,
his
yeah.
wife.
Yeah,
that was a good costume. Good for him. You know what I wanted to do, which I probably should have prepped because the Sens lost and we don't feel like talking about this game. I wanted to get all their Halloween costumes and talk about those, but
they sort of ran through 4 or 5 on the first intermission. I think one of the intermissions.
Yeah, you're out of focus again. Come on in. Let's get cozy. We got to talk about hockey.
You want to talk about that Fleury save at the end of the first?
Oh, let's talk about the Fleury save. So DeBrincat gets friggin' robbed blind 2 games. Fleury. Did I say Fleury gets blocked?
No,
DeBrincat. I'm a mess.
Fleury got blobbed.
DeBrincat got absolutely robbed back-to-back games. I will say Fleury with an incredible save. The dude loves to be a little dramatic. He loves to. He loves to throw the leg up a little bit. He
didn't need it, but I'm appreciative that he did it.
I'm all for the showmanship. It was a touch. Anyway, it was a beautiful save. Yeah. Beautiful save.
He saved him here, and then he did this, and it's like, but you saved it
already. You did it. You did a good job. Anyway, DeBrincat is everywhere, and it's about time he scores because he's earned about 7.
Yeah. I mean, it'll come. Like you were saying, he's shooting 4% going into the game. He's going to be fine.
I think he was shooting 4%. Was that going into the Dallas game? I forget if he was shooting 4% on 1 or 2 goals.
I mean, recently, but it's this is his first. This is the first time he's beat a goalie this season. That's great.
So he did that, and then
not worried about him.
Then we got let's just what were the next goals? So then we got
the second period,
the Hartman goal.
Yeah,
Hartman scores off the faceoff one by Joel Eriksson Ek. Who, if there's any Wild fans in the chat, why is Joel Eriksson Ek third liner?
Yeah, what's going on?
We were looking at daily face-off lineup, and we were like, "Oh, Joel Eriksson has to be playing on the first line," but no, it's Gaudreau who's playing on the first line.
Gaudreau and then Rossi.
Rossi was on the second line, and I did not see Rossi until the third period.
I have a note in here that it was really cool that Rossi was able to draw a penalty on his first career shift. I do have that written down, actually, word for word.
And listen, unfortunately, you can see by the CC 67's jersey here. We love the 67.
Oh, I love Rossi.
We're huge fans of Marco Rossi. Just dude was invisible.
Yeah. That's the Zoob difference.
Oh my god.
But no, Rossi. I mean, we didn't notice him for his offensive prowess. We also didn't notice him blowing any D coverages. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's worse things in a silent game, I suppose.
That's true. Yeah, Hartman scores right off that face-off. Whatever. And and then that makes it 3-1, I believe.
Yes.
And then we see a little must-score 5-on-3 for 1:40 to end the second period, and Shabbat scores.
Right.
Shabbat scores to make it a 1-goal game. Couldn't score on that latter part of the power play. On
that was in the. Was that in the third or was that in the second?
That was end of the second.
Okay, doesn't matter.
End of the second. Shabbat scores on the 5-on-3, and then they couldn't tie it up with the remaining. I forget what it was, maybe 35-40 seconds left on that.
Marc-Andre Fleury turned into some sort of puck saving wizard.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do. There's magic in foot. You can't even do anything about it. You got a counterspell? No.
And then I guess the last goal to talk about is the empty net. But I want to talk about like that. So how do you feel about pulling the goalie when you're already on a power play with about 2.5 minutes to go? So like setting the stage, it's 3-2. You're down 1, 2.5 minutes to go. You're starting a power play. You can yank the goalie, be 6-on-4 for the next, I guess, 2 minutes, and then you're 6-on-5, I guess, for the last 30 seconds if you can't convert.
I think if you're down 2, there's no question. I'm generally a fan of pulling the goalie because anything you can do to boost your odds at a crucial time, you do.
Right.
Maybe you could have, given the result, we're harping on it, but maybe you could have waited another couple seconds to make sure you had like a secure possession in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Chabot did kind of fumble that on the blue line.
There. I mean, and I don't know how much more beneficial, I don't know the stats, a 6-on-4 is versus a 5-on-4. But I generally agree with the aggressive concept, at least. I find, at least in a lot of other sports, coaches play it too safe often. So when someone plays it aggressive, like plays to win instead of for overtime or for a tie, even though that's not what I'm a fan of it.
My only issue with it, and I don't have any stats or analytics in front of me for anything.
Just vibes.
There's just purely vibes. I never like pulling the goalie on the power play, because then the other team has a free shot, no icing, to like throw it into the net. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I do know. I forgot to account for that. You are right.
Which makes me second guess that whole strategy. I think maybe depending on how that power play is going, maybe 1.5 minutes left on the clock, you do it. But
well, again,
hindsight's 2020.
Oh, of course.
But there's something about being like, hey, would you like to take free shots at our empty net and not have to worry about icing? That just kind of worries me a touch.
I mean, again, though, I don't know how much more beneficial 6 is versus 5 against 4 people. So maybe even at that point, you just wait it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, hindsight 2020. In retrospect, it looks bad. But if it worked, we're not having this conversation right now.
That's a very good point.
But yeah, maybe not the right call. They're only down 1. Like, you have a power play. Maybe just wait and see how that goes. Granted, you don't have the luxury of time, but maybe you wait till at least through the end of the power play for it. I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't like when I was actually, I think it was the game Avs against the Sens where Patrick Roy pulls the goalie with like 4 minutes to go or something, and it worked because they were
Patrick
playing the
Roy,
Sens.
as we know, is the perfect coach.
Yeah, and the Sens have the perfect defense.
The Sens have the perfect defense.
Yeah, so Chabot has been the subject of a lot of talk this season with Sens fans. A lot of Sens fans saying like he had a great game, and then the next game they're like he did not have a good game, and then the next game they're like he was not Thomas Chabot. He was fine, not Thomas Chabot. He had like a pretty good game up until the end of the game.
Did he score one of those goals?
He scored
the first one, right?
He scored the first goal.
Yeah.
Was it the first, or no? He didn't score the first one. DeBrincat scored. He scored the power play goal.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He scored on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, it was straight.
Yeah, he scored the 5-on-3. So
yeah,
he had, and he also scored last game, which is cool. He did not have a great game.
No, there were moments.
The penalties. He took a couple.
Penalties. He had the bobble at the end. Not entirely his fault, but that led to the empty net goal.
Yeah.
Sort of a mixed bag from a man playing like 45-50 minutes a night.
Yeah, and there was that one bit. When would have that been? That was in the second period, I believe, when he just kind of let Forsberg play the puck. Like he was coming into his own zone, and there was a wild forward behind him just friggin' gunning it. And Chabot's like, "Oh, Forsberg has this," and he kind of trails off to the side, and like it was nearly a disaster. Yeah, and then he manages to get the puck back, and like he loses the puck again on the way. He's just like way too casual, being like, "Okay, I'll get the puck now," and then just so. The moral of the story is Jake Sanderson still looking like the best defenseman on the Sens. And on the subject of defensemen, I caught a lot of flack on the last episode because I said take Hamonic out because I'm sick of him. just put Zaitsev in, see what happens. Now, there's two things I want to say here. I'm not on the camera. Where am I here?
He's backtracking.
There's two things I want to say. One, I said take Hamonic out for Zaitsev, not Holden. Nick Holden's been fine. That Holden-Brandstrom pairing has been great. Two, I will acknowledge that Hamonic had a really nice play in the third period, tying up the Minnesota Wild forward stick. I didn't catch who it was, but he was to the left of the net, and Hamonic had a really nice play tying up his stick. So I'm going to acknowledge that. Good play, Hamonic. Try to keep the puck on your side of the glass in your own zone from now on.
Oh, I'm getting shit for pronouncing Kaprizov's name wrong. Kaprizov? C'est la vie.
That's okay. It's okay.
I will get many things wrong, as is my nature.
Fuck Matt Zuccarello. Joseph hit him really hard.
He did hit him very hard.
That's all I have. God, do I have any other notes? Or are we just gonna go off? General feelings.
I mean, we got vibes for days, but
we do.
Oh yeah, the Sens made up their entire shot deficit on that third period power play.
Oh yeah, so there goes my phone. Anyway, my notes are gone. So
right, I'll fish them out.
So okay. So we were
Nobody watch me do this. Turn your cameras off.
So we thank you. So we've talked a lot this season about how last year the typical pattern for the Sens was look good in the first and then forget how to play hockey for periods 2 and 3. This season has been more like, who the fuck is this team of Timbits players playing in the first and then just rocking it periods 2 and 3. This game was neither of those. This game was, this team is super mid in the first. Just like a whatever first period, lots of high, well, maybe not lots of highs, a few highs, a lot of easy plays that they screwed up.
Yeah,
second period was so 5 minutes left in the second period. Wild are out shooting the Sens 18-3, and I'm not going to count the rest of the period because then the Sens went on a power play. So I just granted, I think they probably had a power play in there too at some point. Either way, for the first 15 minutes of the second period, the Wild were out shooting the Sens 18-3. That's not good, obviously.
No, but the Sens had a goal.
On the power play after the shots were 18-3.
I'm just saying it wasn't good, but Fleury's save percentage was funny. So little wins.
There you go. And then the third, you know what? Ottawa, for the most part, Ottawa looked really good in the third.
Ottawa was better in the third. I think the Wild were a better team.
100%.
But
100% the Wild completely outplayed the Sens.
At times the Sens had the edge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Overall, the Wild were a better team. They played a better game, but I think the Sens held them. They only lost by 2, but one's an empty netter.
Yeah. And it's like when the Sens beat the Caps 5-2, it was 2 empty netters.
Yeah,
it's a 3-2 win.
It's a close game.
Yeah. It was a close game. It's weird. So this game shows that 3 things that shouldn't work together can. Okay,
I'm very interested to see what these are.
The Sens got completely outplayed.
Sure.
It was a 1-goal game because Minnesota's goalie was insane.
Yeah, I wrote down that Marc-Andre Fleury made a deal with the devil to become immortal, and all he had to sacrifice was the first 4 games of the season.
And the third one is I'm sad.
Well, yeah, okay. So I did sort of interrupt you there with the punchline. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right. So, but that's the thing. The Sens were completely outplayed, and yet I feel like it's safe to say that Fleury, I wouldn't say Fleury won the game for the Wild. The Wild just blocking every pass and shot attempt for about 40 minutes is what won the game for the Wild.
Yeah.
Unbelievable defensive plays in the defensive end and neutral zone for the Wild. Nuts. But somehow the Sens got completely outplayed, and Fleury felt like the biggest deciding factor in the game. I don't know why.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean I don't know.
It's a weird.
Could you attribute that maybe to Forsberg also playing really well? And like, because I think Minnesota got almost 40 shots, maybe around 40 shots.
Yeah,
and
he only gave up
Forsberg's
3.
Well, exactly. So Forsberg's keeping you in that. But I mean, Fleury's saves are certainly flashier.
Nothing he can do on the Kaprizov goal.
No.
Nothing he can do on. Well, he probably could have stopped the Hartman goal, but that was just like it was off the faceoff.
It's quick, yeah.
I have to look at a replay on it, but dude probably had like 3 guys in front of him.
Yeah, it
screened.
wasn't. I mean, I'm sure Hartman snuck out the side, but like what?
And then first goal of the game was Zook, and that was just a floater from the point, like top corner. Like, I don't hold that against Forsberg, is what I'm saying, I guess. So, Forsberg's first game after that maybe injury. I don't know if anyone ever actually said why. Like, I think it was like he tweaked something, but the team was like, we're just giving him an off day when Hellberg played. Anyway.
I mean, that's fine. At this point, you do have, when Talbot's back, 3 solid goalies, which is not a thing the Sens have had in a decade. So
yeah, it's been a while since we saw that Anderson, Leonard, Bishop trio.
2 of them are still playing. Not the 2 you would guess. Oh wait, no, that's distasteful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, actually, Leonard's out for the season.
Oh, so Anderson. Oh, wow.
Anderson's the only one playing this season because Bishop is done and Leonard is out for the whole year.
Why was Bishop retired again? Was it
injury issions?
Oh,
he came back, played 1 AHL game. He's like, I can't do it. And it's heartbreaking.
I thought I said something insensitive for a second.
No.
You're Greg Anderson's longevity is still very surprising.
Yeah.
Not the point, of course, but surprising.
Can you tell this game? Can you tell we don't want to talk about this game?
I mean, I got notes.
Hit me with some notes.
Matthew Joseph killed Zuccarello.
Yeah, I said that already.
Yeah, but like,
bring it up again.
Addison interferes with my vibes. Someone else sinned.
Just someone else.
Yeah, sinned. I didn't catch you the second. That was a 5-on-3. I didn't catch who the other guy was.
Oh, okay.
There was that save where the puck was like at the end of their 5-on-3 where the puck was teetering on Fleury's like pad.
Oh yeah, and he kind of like dives across and like
but it was on. Yeah,
it was like on him, and he's like looking for the puck, and by looking for the puck, it kind of comes off.
Fleury. I mean, like you said, Fleury had an amazing game and felt like the biggest star. And
Fleury had an amazing game, but also allowed 11 goals in the first 49 shots he saw this season.
Yeah, well, like I said, he sacrificed those first 4 games of his season to become immortal and to get the goalie powers. This is the canon I'm going with. This is my theory.
Okay.
Fleury doesn't make any sense to me because 5 years ago, he got pulled for a guy in the Stanley Cup Eastern.
Let's not talk about the 2017 playoff.
And then we got the guy who was good, and then he stopped playing, and then Fleury had like a Vezina season afterwards. None of this makes any sense.
And then Fleury right off getting a Vezina season was traded for nothing.
None of this, like it doesn't. The math doesn't add up anywhere.
It doesn't.
And now we have Cam Talbot somehow. Like, what happened?
In Philip Gustafson just sitting on
and he's
the
on
bench.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I have Marco Rossi got replaced in the now Tyler Boucher household.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The Marco Rossi's billet family when he was with the 67s is now Tyler Boucher's billet family.
He got replaced. Look, sometimes that's gonna happen. That's life.
Yeah, poor guy.
You leave a job, or in this case, a family. They're gonna put someone else in the job, or in this case, the family.
It's like if right after when I initially moved to England, my family was just like, "Well, time to get another kid."
They brought in like a British man to rent the house from you, or the room from you.
Yeah,
and then he gets a Sens podcast.
Oh. Do you think I would have had I mean, I'm psyched I got the gig. I got the job.
Of course, he got the job.
Do you think I would have finished even higher on the rankings if I had the British accent?
Well, considering you were top 2 of an amount.
An undisclosed amount.
I think you would single-handedly tap into the British market, which is of course Greg from Sunderland.
Right.
But like
I'm hoping Andrew and Steve and Jesse and Adam are all listening to this section specifically.
Yeah. This is a call-out post.
I want to know, guys.
This is the post.
Would I have gotten the job twice if I had a British accent?
It's just you on even games it's you, and on odd games it's you with an accent and like a God Save the Queen shirt.
Oh.
You've got like a mustache on. on top of your
On
mustache.
top of my mustache. If I shave the sides.
Yeah.
This is off the rails.
Yeah, the thing is that when you actually listen to enough podcasts, you unlock a third host. And that's him in a mustache.
Yes.
That's British. That's Charlie.
Charlie.
I mean, that's the thing. A lot of things happened today, but they didn't. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yeah, like this game. There's a lot that happened in this game, and yet it felt like a nothing game.
It didn't. I mean, not even that. It's just like the stone, like the passage of time sure happened, and we are no better for it. But here we are. Here we sit on the end of our journey, and we watched 3 hours of hockey, and they sure did. You know,
Yeah.
you can't deny hockey was had. But like it was a lot of there were some goals, there were some friends made along the way. There was an odd amount of fight. Again, I do want to look into that. Why so many people hate each other in this game.
Why? What's the deal? Like, because I know it was the offsetting penalties was Tkachuk and Foligno. Does Marcus Foligno have some dirt on Ottawa from his brother? Is that what's happening? How deep can we analyze this nothing?
Who could possibly have anything bad to say about your Ottawa Senators?
Not my boy Nick Foligno.
I
have a thing. Oh, is this gonna come out? There it is.
I
still have this. If people listening on Spotify or wherever,
yeah.
it's this framed like plaque thing with Nick Foligno because he was my favorite Ottawa Senator, and then the day before my 15th birthday he was traded, and that kind of ruined my birthday. Although that was a fun day, I was at the Sens rookie tournament, and Team Zibanejad won, and now I'm more sad than when I started talking about Nick Foligno.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna put that back up after.
What are you gonna do? Colin White's a point per game. Do you want to talk about that? And like,
talk about Colin White.
The thing is, it's always great to check up on people that are out of your. You got to check up on people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Colin White, we haven't talked in a while. Me and him were very close, except for I've never met him and he doesn't know I exist.
Right.
But like, you got to check up on him, and I checked up on him, and he's like a point per game center for, I think it was Nashville. I forgot that part, but like
Florida.
Okay, the Nashville.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he's in the.
You're right. It's Florida.
Yeah. Let's take a look at him. Colin White. How are you doing these days, buddy?
The thing, like, in a
that's
way,
a defenseman named Colin White.
That's not Colin White. There's a lot of Colin Whites.
There's a lot. Here he is. 7 points in 8 games.
Yeah. The thing about the Sens is that like usually we are bad, so our players leave and are bad elsewhere for short periods of time, and then leave. But Colin White is scoring at a rate. Yeah,
you know what's happening?
41 points once. Okay.
That's how he got his contract. But you know what Colin White's doing? He's doing the Sam Bennett thing.
Okay.
Because Sam Bennett went for. You know what? Let me pull up Sam.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Sam Bennett.
I'll show you Sam Bennett. What happened as soon as Sam Bennett? Where am I looking?
Radko Gudas is still in the league. Look at that.
Yeah, here. So look at Sam Bennett. 20 points, 20 points, 27 points, 12 points in 52, 12 points in 38. Goes to Florida, 15 points in 10 games. So then it's a 49-point season. So what we have to learn is that the Canadian markets, Calgary and Ottawa. This has nothing to do with Minnesota.
Calgary and Ottawa.
We are losing.
Calgary and Ottawa, the two Ottawa markets. The two Canada markets.
Two Canadian markets have a history of
just Ottawa and Calgary.
That's it. my point is not going to work anymore.
They have a way of sort of they're very. I think I know where you were going. They're very intense. They have a way of like adding pressure to an environment. Is that where you're going?
I was just gonna say they're bad at like identifying talent.
They're terrible at that. Yes, yeah.
But it was just odd because Colin White is not a 7-foot-tall defenseman.
No, it's
who they either let go when they shouldn't, Zdeno Chara, or keep for way too long, Jared Cowan. What?
That's it, Danny Healy.
Danny Healy, noted 7-foot-tall defenseman.
Yeah. You didn't see him in Germany. When he was in the DEL for the Thomas Sabo Ice Tigers. Ooh.
He was lights out.
Back check, forecheck, back check, paycheck. The paycheck was small.
I feel like we got to wrap this up here.
I got more. Andrew Berkshire saying smash that button.
Andrew is here. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? Oh, yeah, that's right. Everybody like and subscribe because I'm bad at this job and I forget to tell you every single time I do a stream.
They know the rules of YouTube.
Know the rules, yeah.
They've been here. They have accounts.
They do have accounts. We can see their accounts.
Yeah. Good for you guys.
I'm proud of you guys for making accounts.
It's good to get involved in the things you care for.
You know what I care for?
Nope.
I would very much care for an Ottawa Senators 5th win on the season.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but
do you think that's going to happen? Their next game on Saturday against one of Tampa or Florida. I'm bad at my job. Their next game is on Saturday at 4 p.m. against Florida.
Okay, look, here's the thing. Are you covering it?
Yeah, Mod and I are both doing that game.
Oh, okay. Then it is your responsibility to know, actually. Then I was going to give you a pass.
No, I'm doing that.
Yeah,
I knew the next 2 games were Saturday. Right, yeah. I knew the next game was Saturday at 4 p.m. and I knew they were doing the Florida teams. They're going on a big old road trip. Actually,
well, they had 5 at home.
They had 5 straight at home. You know, okay, so back to Ottawa. We're going to talk about the Sens.
Back to the Ottawa.
We're going to talk about the Sens to end this show
Sens
because that's what we need to do because we got really, really off topic.
DJ Prospero's flying.
Dude, is that who? Did you check?
I did. Well, people were saying it was, and I don't know, and I didn't check, so I'm assuming they're right.
Yeah. When you don't know and refuse to do research,
we'll never stop derailing you.
Got it. So, what the fuck was I gonna say?
I'm gonna interrupt you at my funeral.
What the fuck? What was I gonna say? You completely. The Ottawa said, "Fuck me." What is? I don't know what I was gonna say. The Ottawa. I got it. I just remembered.
Yeah.
What a bummer of a way to end the homestand, but a 4-1 first homestand of the season. That's good stuff.
The Sens are in the best position they've been probably even pre-16-17. Like things are looking up, and I don't know how to react.
They had a really hot start to 17-18, and all the analytics guys were like, "It's going to crumble," and all of us Sens fans were like, "Fuck you, analytics." Analyze these vibes.
And then I'm going to Sweden, and then and then I got sad.
It completely fell apart after that Sweden trip, didn't it?
I think I was in a bar in Montreal.
Yes, we were on
my phone, getting sadder, looking at like the play-by-play. We were like, we gotta catch this game. Let's go to a sports bar
because we were visiting our friend in Montreal.
Yeah,
and we were like, hey, Kevin, I know we're here to visit you, but can we go for lunch at the sports bar where they'll have the game? And he was like, I guess. And then we went, and then it ruined our day.
Yeah. Do you think if I make a joke about Montreal, you'll get fired?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, moment's passed anyways.
Toronto's off limits. I think that's the rule.
Okay, I actually had a joke lined up. I'll tell it next time.
I don't think Toronto's off the table. It's all right. I'll just upset Steve, Jesse, and Adam.
Do we want to talk about the Minnesota Wild mascot?
Yeah, that dude sucks. Okay, so remember how I said we were going to end the show with talking about the set? We're actually going to just talk about Minnesota and make about a bad thing about the Minnesota Wild. We're going to end the show with that, and it's going to make us feel better.
It's going to make us feel better.
So those of you...
I'll say something good about Minnesota first. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Huge mall. Great mall.
Which one?
The Great Mall of America. Unless that's the wrong mall.
I don't know.
Big mall.
I've never been to Minnesota.
Neither have I. Great mall. Minneapolis, St. Paul, great mall.
Is that purely like secondhand information? Have you seen it?
I know things. I got the knowledge.
Yeah. I've never doubted that.
Yeah.
But
Nordy, the mascot.
The mascot Nordy is brutal. How did you describe him? You described him.
I described him as first of all, we couldn't tell if he was wearing a hat, which is kind of an odd sort of uncanny valley to fall into. And then I was gonna say that he does look like he's wearing a hat. I think again, he looks like he's wearing a hat. I think made up of Spartacat's hairs that were just sort of left around the dressing room of the CTC. And this is with all due respect. I'm scared. No, wait. Oh, that isn't a hat. He's just
fuzzy.
Oh.
But around his eyes, he isn't.
Why is he beating up the Blackhawks mascot in that photo?
Let's not ask questions. I think that's perfect.
But it's with a baseball bat.
I'm about it, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, just weak mascot, I have to say.
Why is he number 800?
I also want to bring up the fact that unfortunately the Minnesota Wild have one of my favorite jerseys in the league.
Oh, it's glorious.
Their home jersey, I like it more than the. I'm a sucker for a nice like stripe down the middle
stripe,
behind the logo. I'm a sucker for that.
Oh, it's a gorgeous jersey.
Gorgeous jersey. I was so close to buying a Marco Rossi jersey.
Oh yeah, I bought that
when he first made the league. Anyway,
I think we're done.
I think we're done. Also, I forgot to. I promised that I would think of a tagline to end the episodes with.
Yeah.
And I didn't. So can you hit us with a tagline to end the episode on my behalf? And then I will definitely think of one on Saturday, not make Mod think of one on the spot. That's a lie. I'm absolutely going to make Mod think of one on the spot. Hit us with that. Hit us with a little goodbye tagline there, Matt. I believe in you.
The Sens were down 4-2 and lost. That's game over, Ottawa. Is that anything?
You know what? I asked for something on the spot, and that's exactly what I got. That's
sorry.
That we'll get them next time, much like the Sens.
Well, yeah, the next time when we play them in 6 months.
Much like the Sens, our effort. We very very much promise our effort will be better next time. We got to stop talking. This is bad. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or wherever else you like to consume your podcast, head to the SDPN YouTube channel, like and subscribe. And maybe one of the other Game Over shows will have something more fun to talk about. Maybe one of them's got to win.
I haven't checked.
We'll find out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.